What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with another lucky dip. And this is another one from Michaela's collection, thank you as always. And the tune is apparently originally a Metallica song called Nothing Else Matters. Now, I don't know Metallica that well. I'm familiar with a couple of their big songs, like Enter Sandman, I believe is their song One. I definitely remember listening to that a few times when my friend played it for me because of the way it just really goes from atmospheric, if also heavy, into this wicked driving track with a lot of intensity. But yes, again, I do not know their music that well, and I don't think I've ever heard the original here. But of particular interest, this is apparently a cover by the Vienna Boys Choir, which, if you know this channel and you know that in the holiday period I do holiday reactions like Christmas carols and so on, I have a CD that goes back to the 90s, which is a Vienna Boys Choir Christmas album called The Little Drummer Boy. So yeah, I know this choir through reputation and through one version of that, meaning it's, if you have a boys choir, a youth choir, then over time the membership will continue to change. But yes, ultimately I am familiar with this particular choir mainly through their holiday music, though I know they are a world famous youth choir. So yeah, it'd be really interesting to hear them do what is essentially a heavy metal song, I'm assuming, in the vocal choir mode. So yeah, with no further ado, let's hear it. This is the Vienna Boys Choir performing Nothing Else Matters by Metallica. And I guess I'll just speculate very briefly about the title, and of course this is more about what the themes of the Metallica song are than anything necessarily unique to this version. But yeah, to say nothing else matters means there is something, right? There's at least one thing that does matter. Otherwise you wouldn't use the word else. You'd just say nothing matters. It'd be like this nihilistic type of attitude. But nothing else matters suggests a singular focus, and in that regard, the disregarding of anything outside of that in terms of the primacy or priority that you give it. So obviously that's all very general, and I don't necessarily expect whatever the themes of the original are to be as fundamental to this cover as the change in sonic and vocal atmosphere. Nevertheless, that is the thought I have when I look at the title. Here we go. This is the Vienna Boys Choir covering Metallica's Nothing Else Matters. was fucking awesome. And, okay, so a number of things jump out to me. One, the vibe of this version is like a... How do I word this? A symphonic metal overture, which my understanding, again, I don't really know Metallica, but I do believe they've done like entire albums with like an orchestra behind them, or incorporated into their songs. So I don't imagine this is terribly far away from the original in terms of the orchestral scope of it, but definitely the orchestra and the chorus give it a very grand scale and scope. Secondarily, like, it's fair to say classical music and heavy metal, as two music types, they go together, I don't know about surprisingly well. I feel like it's a really natural fit, even though that might not be what you would expect, all other things being equal, so to speak. But yeah, the choral vocals here really give it this epic feeling, and whoever was doing the lead vocal just absolutely killed that. So yeah, I do wonder if the arrangement of the original is more of an overt metal tune, or if kind of the symphonic vibes, the strings and the orchestral feel, the choral feel, is something that is part of the original, but then they being the Vienna Boys Choir, put their own spin on that. But what I was not expecting is an incredible saxophone solo in the back half of the track. That really took me by surprise. So, yeah, again, if you know this channel, and Michaela certainly does, the saxophone is an instrument I am very, very fond of. And I expected to hear some strings. I expected to hear, the choral brilliance of the Vienna Boys Choir. I did not expect a saxophone, so that was a very nice surprise. But yeah, definitely, it sounds like lyrically, and in the parts where it's like the really high choral vocals, I have a harder time on a first listen picking up the words. But what I did get is that it sounds like it's talking about your own way of doing things, your own identity, like who you are, and nothing else matters beyond that. There was a line about like my selfish ways, something like that. So I don't know, maybe that runs in a different direction. And maybe it's the idea that, nothing else matters is inherent. Like, if it is about you and the way you do things and so on, I guess that's inherently selfish, quote unquote, but maybe that is still seen as desirable. So, yeah, one that I'd have to hear again and ultimately maybe hear the original version. But yeah, what I think I caught from the lyrics is something along the lines of, staying true to yourself, and beyond that, nothing else matters. Because if you can do that, then, you're living the right way, or you're bound to, engage with life in a way that is true to your own feeling. But yeah, I really love the group choral vocals, and the lead vocal, as I said, was especially powerful and like moving. So yeah, definitely a cool performance. Once again, thank you to Michaela for the Lucky Dips in general. I have 2 folders of them, and for this one specifically. So yeah, really cool one. Let me know what you think, and I will see you next time. Peace.